What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The day after, and another, poor performance, another bad result, another, showing that we are in serious trouble at the club. As I said in my my reaction, I didn't want to make it about the referee because I think it would take away a lot of the real issues we should be discussing. So I'm gonna do this video about the refereeing, and I'm gonna take it a different angle from a club's perspective, because it's not us that should be backing or should be trying to, how do you want to say that, should be trying to defend the club in this situation. It should be the club who should be defending their own in this situation. So before we get into it, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Very important, because YouTube changed its algorithms, and yeah, it's kind of messy. So I really appreciate if you like and subscribe. However, as you know, on this channel, I do not like to talk about refereeing, especially not when you are bad as a club. And we've been bad for a good 4, 5, 6 seasons. So I don't want to talk about it because the ref is not why we are bad. Now, what happened yesterday was awful. If you watch on DAZN Italy, and I'm not saying, probably not many have, they have an ex-referee talking behind the scenes, and with every situation he comes in or he says something during the broadcast, and the thing he said, he's like, they hold each other a bit. Vlahovic holds the Fiorentina player and he gets dragged. However, he's a step ahead of the defender and he gets dragged down because a player of Fiorentina pulls him down. He also said VAR should not intervene in this situation, because yes, they're holding each other, but because the ref on the pitch said it's a pen, so he made that decision, it's a pen, the ref should not be called to the VAR. Now he gets called to the VAR. Okay, if it's a strong ref, he says, thanks guys of the VAR, but I'm standing with my decision, that's a pen. But they're on so much pressure that they start making even bigger mistakes. This is a horrible mistake, like against Verona, and another one I'm forgetting right now, where we're all sitting, and the entire media, who are not, they don't like us, were like, this is horrible, this is actually dreadful refereeing. But I keep saying it, the club is silent. The club doesn't speak about it. The club doesn't. Marotta is talking about the refs every single week. Conte, at this club, it's no, we're not talking about. And that's cool if you're winning, and you're dominating, and it doesn't matter. But if these situations happen when you're not good, and it's the difference between you winning game, yes or no, and the club keeps the stand of, we want to keep it clean, we want to be the good guys, we're not going to talk about it, then as a fan base, you shouldn't worry about that. That's why I don't talk about it. That's why I'm not pissed. It's up to the club to finally step up for once in ages, because they don't defend their own club. Chiellini, Comoli, whoever is in charge right now for doing that, they're not defending their club. They're letting this allowing to happen. They don't talk about it, and in 2 weeks' time, it happened again. Oh, the referee will need to go to the Serie B. Messing up Serie B games. That's not a punishment. That's insane. That's like you driving, like driving drunk, with your car, and the police is like, well, you cannot drive the car anymore because you were drunk driving. However, you can drive a motorcycle. No, you can drive nothing because you were drunk driving. That's the same thing by sending a referee to the Serie B team. Go out there and make mistakes in the Serie B. Mess those teams up. That's horrible. The club is silent about it. If this was a serious club, a leadership, which is a massive thing, post game, one of these guys will be out there and say, this is not acceptable. It's the third time this season where it's obvious, that this is a massive mistake. This is not, oh, we can debate about it. Everyone is saying it. Again, even people who do not like Juve are like, this is horrible. And we need to call it out, because the next time it can be for an Inter game or for a Napoli game, whatever, because they're getting away with it. They are allowed to make horrible mistakes week in, week out, and they just got rewarded with new games to referee and pocket, I don't know, 10,000 euros a game for making obvious mistakes. Again, post game, it was not going to happen, but I would have respected if Chiellini stood there and he said, Spalletti is not speaking because this is the third time this season and we want a serious explanation because this is horrible. The refereeing is poor. It's costing not us, but other teams. Decisions are not the same. VR is being used the way it should not be used because it's been confirmed by ex-referee. Then I think everyone would be so pissed that we didn't win a game yet again. But I think we would all be, you know what? I can respect that because you're backing your team. You're coming up for your team. You're actually backing the fans who are sitting here right now, and they're like, they're arguing with each other, with other. Oh, it's a referee, and others saying, oh, don't blame the ref. Fans are fighting with each other when Klopp should be doing the fighting for us, but they're not doing it. That's why I do not like to talk about refereeing. How awful that decision was. By the way, it was a horrible decision. Like it was that bad, that the moment it happened, you had journalists who absolutely hate Juve and could have used this for their own benefit. Were like, what the hell just happened? What just happened? And you can see that on the pitch, everyone was confused. Even Fiorentina players were looking at each other and they were like, how was that not a pen? We got actually away with it. What just happened? Nobody had a clue how that got overturned. What I also didn't like is that Spalletti didn't talk about it post game. Just come out and say what you want to say. We were not good enough, and we all agree. But that decision, that's not okay. That cannot happen. We need to do something about it. There needs to be a change because that is poor. It's poor. And to make it worse, from that moment, the ref lost control of the game on both sides. He lost control of the game. He made it that type of game. That's what a ref should not be the main character. It should be the players. People pay to watch the players, not for the ref to take over a game that should not be taking over. It's already an intense, quote unquote, game, and they make it worse. Again, the club needs to defend the club. They need to defend themselves before the fans do it. The fans can do nothing about it. It should come from the club. And then, again, we did not win because of the referee. Keep that in mind. We were poor. We won 2 games since the Dortmund game, since the Inter game. That's 2 wins out of 13. Not because of the ref, but because we are poor. That's why I was not, calling out for Tudor getting sacked. I never talked about Tudor sacking because I was like, these players are not good enough. They don't have it in themselves. And here we are again, they don't have it in themselves. That's what I was going to say. Anyways, in the comments, let me know what you think about the situation, about the club being silent about it, just the entire talking point about it, because it is a big talking point. But I don't feel the club's presence in all of this. But let me know. Ciao.